We got the volume working. So shalom, shalom. Before I get started with this lesson, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the head apostles and elders of the Great Millstone who do rule well and teach well. Shalom unto the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Shalom, shalom. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, and a hearty shalom to the sincere brethren, laboring across the four winds of the earth, and giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. So this is Brother Ashamath back at you with another lesson. Lords, will I pray the lesson's edifying and it reaches the ears of the hopeful elect and is informative. Slakia. This lesson's inspired by an article I just found on blacklistednews.com. Just scrolling through the news, seeing what's going on, seeing what's happening, seeing what's cracking out there. And this article I found ultimately sparked the spirit to do this lesson. And the article reads techno hell. And that's what Esau Edom was looking to ultimately have, a techno hell, in the form of a technocracy. Let's look up technocracy for edification purposes, for anybody who's new. Technocracy, meaning the government or control of society or industry by an elite of technical experts. Through what? Through RFID and NFC technology. Through 15-minute cities, smart borders, smart cities, and the RFID implantable microchip through unrighteous decrees. And this is ultimately a push of many unrighteous decrees that are going to come down the pipeline to implement that digital technocracy that's ultimately going to be confounded when the Lord returns. But a lot of people are going to fall for the whoop-de-wop. So once again, Lord, I pray this lesson's edifying. Let's get Revelation 12 and 12. But before we get Revelation 12 and 12, let's go to Isaiah 10 and 1. And a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities between what's being pushed in Germany, and that's one of the seven heads, Germany, one of the seven kingdoms ruled by Esau Edom. The seven heads in order are the Greeks, then the Romans, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, the Spanish, then the British. Then you had the eighth head that came from the seventh because America is a child of Great Britain. So let's read this header of this article. Techno Hell. Germany announces pre-crime police unit to target far right. Let's read this again. Germany announces pre-crime police unit to target far right. And this is going to be a worldwide push of unrighteous decrees, pre-crime, and things of this nature, because art depicts reality. You've had a lot of movies that have had these type of things in, plain sight, like Minority Report, Demolition Man, so on and so forth, And Esau Edom will put little nuggets like that in movies, because that's him prophesying on the left-handed side, announcing his plan, boasting of his heart's desire. That's what the scripture said. Psalms 10 and 1. The wicked boast, Psalms the 10th chapter, the wicked boast of his heart's desire. Matter of fact, let's get that first. Psalms 10. And there's a lot of similarities. Bear with me, I still got the flu, so if I sound a little sick, it just is what it is. I'm battling the flu. I just got over having the shakes and having the shivers and having a fever through the roof yesterday, so I'm feeling a little better today. I don't rot this eye, I get out and about and hit the highways and byways tomorrow or Thursday when I feel 100%. But let's go into this header, this article. Techno Hell. Germany announces pre-crime police unit to target far right. And this is also something that's been done in America, Babylon the Great, in the form of the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, CP3 program, which is the Center for Prevention and Programs for Partnerships, where they basically announced this May 11th, 2021. And anybody that goes into the Illuminati, that's, the birthday of the Illuminati is May 1st, 1776. And what the wicked elite and their constituents will do, what they'll do around the time of March, which we're slowly approaching, literally almost in March. March is the Roman god of war, Mars. They'll announce a lot of their unrighteous decrees. They'll have a lot of psychological operations, psyops, where sometimes they'll use crisis actors in these situations. They'll have, A lot of their unrighteous decrees or staged events will happen around these times, or they'll issue mandates, or they'll announce technology or certain pseudo miracles. They'll do these things heavily, usually heavily, most of the time, all the time. But sometimes they'll announce these things, the winter or the fall. But they usually do these things between the months before and after, around the time between March and May. March being the Roman god of war, the month of war, and May, which is the birthday of the Illuminati. So in this announcement from the Department of Homeland Security, which came out 2021, they basically announced that they were basically coming out against anybody who's conceived as a domestic terrorist, which they consider us, those who believe in this truth. You're actually on the watch list, for a potential domestic terrorist. And I got to say it verbatim because you have new eyes and new ears, and they may not understand when we say domestic tea. They may be thinking we're talking about the Rainbow Coalition, so we gotta say things plain sometimes, for the new eyes and new ears, because they may not be in the loop. So watching our videos, from here on forward, if you're new, it's your first video, first week, first lesson, first time hearing a video like this, as far as, first week in the truth, first video in the truth. When we say things like domestic tea, we're talking about domestic terrorism or domestic terrorists, which they consider us. And Salakia, if there was an order put out to not to say that, I have to say it just verbatim for anybody who's new. So Salakia, if there was an order not to say that word, but I got to say it just for the new believers. So Salakia. But let's read this. And it reads, CP3 will prevent Salakia. This came out 2021. Let's just read this. Let's read this real quick. Matter of fact, before we get this, Salakia, if I'm a little all over the place, I'm just excited. This is Psalms 10 and 2. And the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Talking about you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Seminole Indians. Let them be taken into the devices which they have imagined. Let them be taken into the devices that they have imagined. Because at the end of the movie, this dude, Esau Edom, he's going to be the one in chains. He's going to be he's going to be in a, hell, in a condition of hell, in slavery. And the first crops of slavery are the wicked elite. You Oppenheimers, DuPonts, Gettys, Wahlberg, Shivs, the wicked elite 13 banking families. Your first job is going to be to bury the dead bodies from the world war that you're looking to start right now. From the Third World War. For Psalms 10 and 3, for the wicked boasted of his heart's desire. And that's what he's doing. He's boasting of his heart's desire through these unrighteous decrees, through this technology that he's pushing, or these 15-minute cities, these smart borders. Calling truth misinformation, disinformation. He's boasting that he's going to come in like a flood. And that's when the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up that standard. So fear not. Fear not. Fret not. Psalms 10 and 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and bless the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. Yep. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. And woe means destruction. And right grievances which they are prescribed. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Esau Edom. Let's get Revelation 12 and 12 on deck. Now, there's a lot of similarities between this, and what's going on in D.C. Now, what's going on in D.C. is a city-state. For anybody that may not be knowing, D.C. is like its own country, basically. Similar to London, is similar to the Vatican. And that's the spirit. Let's go to Revelation 16. Because all three of those engines, as far as all three of those are going to be used to push the MOT to the B. Let's get Revelation 16. Revelation 16. Yep. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon. The mouth of the dragon, that's talking about London and the financial aspect and, spearhead of the New World Order. The financial spearhead of the Roman Empire, better yet. Because you have the 13 elite banking families who run the world and their banks living in the UK and in London. They're based out of London in the UK. So that's what the dragon's talking about. And the MOT to the B and the beast system, it's a system of control. It's a system of total control. And the mark of the beast, which is the RFID CHI to the P, I got to use some code talk. The NFC CHI to the P, well, it's going to be used as a form of total control, in the form of controlling your finances, where you have access to what, it's going to have your travel status, your inoculation status, your social credit score, your carbon footprint, all these things. And they're going to use all three of these unclean spirits, the dragon, the beast, the false prophet, to push the MOT to the B in some fashion or form, in the form of financial control, military force, and using the Christian and Catholic Church, just like they did with the pandemic that happened a few years ago. And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Talking about his wicked plans, schemes, plots. And Satan that's being talked about is Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom. Now, if you go into that chapter, it's actually, talking about wicked Israelites, but you can relate that to Esau, Edom, because 2 Corinthians 11 is actually going into wicked Israelites. But Esau, Edom, he's being controlled by the spiritual demon Satan. He's Satan in the flesh. Revelation 16:3. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, London, and the financial, the financial headquarters of the Roman Empire, out of the mouth of the beast. The beast is Washington D.C., the military, spearhead, the hammer of the whole earth of the modern day Roman Empire, has the military bases all over the place, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. And that's talking about the Vatican, that has all these, abominable sanctuaries set up all over the planet. Has, the false prophet, the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, has more members than any other religion in the world. And all 3 of these are going to be used to push the MOT to the B. Let's go back into this. So let's read the header of the article. TechnoHell. Germany announces pre-crime police unit to target far right. Just like it was in Minority Report. And what caught my attention is this right here. So Germany's top security official said Tuesday that she aims to make it easier, when they shall say peace and safety, the sudden destruction cometh upon them, to trace right-wing extremists financing. What? Financing. We know where this leads. And plans to set up an early recognition unit to detect far-right and foreign disinformation campaigns as early as possible. What do they call the truth? Misinformation, disinformation, domestic extremism, radicalism, so on and so forth. And this is also going to lead to the family of the word. This is Ezekiel. It's like Ezekiel 3:24. And I'll get precepts as they come to my spirit. Then the Spirit entered into me and set me upon my feet and spake with me and said unto me, go shut thyself within thine house. That's exactly what the prophets are going to have to do eventually, But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, in the form of, throwing certain brothers into jail, issue unrighteous decrees, just like they have in D.C. Let's finish the precept. They shall put bands upon thee and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. We're not going to be out there among you anymore. Speaking the words of Yahweh Shem Shai, the Lord is closing the doors of mercy, surely but surely, with these unrighteous decrees being issued forth. So seek the Lord while he may be found, call upon him while he is near. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb. That means silent. And shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. And we got to tell Jake whether they were here for bear. We got to tell you the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. And there's a lot of similarities between the secure DC plan in the form of the unrighteous decrees that are being issued and this right here. Let's keep on reading. Let's get some more. Interior Minister Nancy Faeser's proposals to follow large protests against the far right wing in Germany in recent weeks. And there's uprisings of the people, They reflect like a growing concern after a report said extremists met to discuss deporting millions of immigrants, including some with German citizenship, that some members of the far right Alternative for Germany party, whose support has doubled since the country's 2020 election, were present. Yep, let's keep on reading. After domestic intelligence agency says the number of far right extremists has been rising, you know, and that's ultimately, controlled opposition, you know, because, you know, a lot of the times when Esau Edom will say this, he'll set these things up. You know, George Soros, he funds Black Lives Matter. You know, he also funds the Antifa, you know, the Proud Boys, so on and so forth. They fund a lot of the wicked elites. They fund a lot of these controlled opposition so they can issue forth their unrighteous decrees. You know? Yep. Let's keep on reading. That's pretty much it. But if you go into the DC secure DC plan, allegedly, and when we know when they say peace and safety, the sun destruction cometh upon them, it's unrighteous decree upon unrighteous decree upon unrighteous decree, where basically they can arrest you because a person's scared of you, face coverings are criminalized, gatherings of two people criminalized, 2+ people, that's going to lead to ultimately the famine of the word, because eventually we're not going to be out here saying, these words too much longer. The Lord's going to seal the mouth of his prophets, because there's nothing that's going to be, you're not going to have to prophesy about Jacob's trouble in Jacob's trouble, because you're in Jacob's trouble, So let's get a few more. I'll wrap on up. I don't want to make this too long because YouTube has been messing with my channel. And any video that's over like 25 minutes long, 30 minutes long, they'll take 3 hours to upload. But let's get this. So, yep, the CP3, the CP3, the Partners for Prevention, and basically the pre-crime program that the Department of Homeland Security has in place, will build local prevention frameworks to provide communities with the tools they need to combat terrorism and targeted violence, quote unquote, says Security Mayorkas. Individuals who may be radicalizing or have radicalized to violence typically exhibit behaviors that are recognizable but are best understood by those closest to them, such as friends, family, and classmates. And what did creepy, sleepy, shoulder-smelling Joe Biden ask people to do a few years ago? To report those family members who've been radicalized to the authorities. And eventually it's going to get that real, So, buckle up. Because the scriptures also say that a man's foe should be they of his own household. Ultimately your real family are those who believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the household of faith. That's who your mother. That's who your mother and your brother is. Who? That's what the Lord said. Who is my brother? And who is my mother? Those that do the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Those that believe. Let's go into Revelation real quick. Revelation 12:12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them," because the heavens in this precept is symbolic of the hopeful elect. Because we're the only ones that are rejoicing in these things. We're rejoicing every single time that we see a news update that says another person got the chip. Or another version of the chip has arrived. Another unrighteous decree has been issued forth. Somebody got bombed out there in the Middle East, from one of the major players in World War III. The Lord sent the flood over here. He sent the tornado over there. We're rejoicing in these things because these are all end time prophecies that have to happen before we get delivered, including these unrighteous decrees. And this is going to get pushed worldwide. This is only a sneak preview of what's to come. Germany announces pre-crime police unit to target far right. You got to remember what you signed up for. You signed up to ultimately be the accused in these times to come. Just like it was in the ancient Roman Empire. What they do, man? They were, saying that the Israelites did this, the Israelites did that. Go into the fire of Rome. And the persecution that happened after that, man. There's nothing new under the sun. So, the Lord, they persecuted the Lord, they're going to persecute us. They persecuted his men, they're going to persecute us. The servant is not greater than his master. And these things have to happen. So we rejoice in these things because we're that much closer. The apostles, they rejoiced that they were worthy to be beaten for the name, for the namesake of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That they were worthy to be, that they were worthy to suffer. We got to be the same way. This is Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. The heavens is symbolic of the hopeful elect who dwell in what? The truth. Which is going to lead to you receiving the kingdom of heaven, the first dominion. Out on wrath is how we be of that number. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Woe means destruction, for the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. There's only so much sand left in the hourglass, man. And Esau Edom only has a few tricks left in his bag. Roll out the MOT to the B, launch your nukes over here, and start locking down cities and showing people your horns, man. And we've been telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Seminole Indians that this devil is not playing, man. And he's going to show you, Adon Rathazah, let's say this year, more and more increasingly as we get close to the end, that he is who we say he is, man. That he is who we say he is. And his actions say who he is, man. Your actions speak volumes. This is Job 15 and 6. A hit dog will bark, man. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I, yea, thine own lips testify against thee. And you got Esau telling all Esau, the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Not only in Babylon the Great, but also, on a massive scale, because the kingdom is divided. You got the Medes against the Babylonians. I mean, by the Medes, the modern day Medes are the Russians. The modern day Babylonians would be you so-called, would be the Americans. Babylon the Great. That's the kingdom divided. You got the red states against the blue states, and the Lord setting up this thing perfectly, man. And giving us comfort the whole way and confirmation the whole way through the prophecies being, ultimately being made plain upon tables through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Ashai. So blessed are your eyes for they see and your ears for they hear. Now, let's see how long we've been going. I don't want to make this too long. Let's aim for 25 minutes. We'll stop at 25 minutes. I'll write this up. So, and I covered that. Okay. The secure DC plan. Yeah. Yep. And Mayday, it's a international recognized radio word to signal distress. And what the Illuminati and the New World Order is through the Illuminati, the wicked elite. It's a distress signal. It's a plan of desperation to try to get the birthright back. And once again, Esau, Edom, and the wicked elite, they'll do these things and these unrighteous decrees, psyops, psychological operations, staged events, pushing forth of technology in the earth, big announcements. They have the Davos conference, usually around the month of February, March, right around the time of the month of war and between the birthday of the Illuminati. Before or after, give it a month or two before, or a month before, better yet, and a month after, in between that time, late January, which is close to March, you know what I'm saying, all the way up to, late June, July, usually that nice little month, 5.5, 6 month span. They'll do a lot of things on the left-handed side for us to make videos about, edify the flock and feed the sheep and warn and to prophesy against, them and tell them it ain't gonna happen, man. But enough of me rambling. Let's go to the scriptures and wrap on up. This is Revelation 6 and 4. And it reads, let's get Psalms 17 and 13. And it reads, Arise, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And the wicked, that's the tabernacles of Edom. And the earth is given into their hand to rule in complete unrighteousness, to be an example of how not to rule. And he was given a great sword. And there's many versions of the sword. That inoculation that he gave people a few years ago, the medical field, that's another version of the sword. The missiles, the gun, his police force, so on and so forth. The military. Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another another horse that was red. Horse is symbolic of power. And Esau, Edom, that's who's being talked about in Revelation 6 and 4. Because he came out all over red like a hairy garment. His name Edom, which means Adawam in the Hebrew, it means red. That's how he came out. He lacks pigment, given the mark of Cain to identify the wicked seed in the earth. Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, and he bears not the sword in vain. And this year, he's going to show you more and more and more, that he is who he is who we say he is, and he's going to show you, his horns, and he's going to get busy, man. And a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Seminole Indians who are on the fence, window shopping, you're going to get a rude awakening, man. Those who are outside this knowledge, outside the household of faith, will woe unto you. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devils come down to you having great wrath, because you know it that he hath but a short time, man. I'll get this final one to wrap on up. This is Psalms 91:1, and it reads, O Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, power to whom vengeance belongeth. That's in the law. To me belongeth vengeance, It's Zephaniah 3:8. Wait ye upon me. That's what we're doing. Because to the Lord belongeth vengeance. O Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, power to whom vengeance belongeth. O Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself. And he's showing himself right now through his word, through his men, through his friends, the prophets, his servants, who he's given this mystery to, and through the prophecies that are being, fulfilled, bit by bit, stage by stage, through that those men have been talking about for years. Lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud. And he's going to, by destroying his kingdom, and telling Esau, and giving him a play-by-play that it ain't gonna work. That's what the prophets are doing. They're like play-by-play announcers, letting Esau eat him, and they know it ain't gonna work. Psalms 94:3. Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, how long shall the wicked triumph? Not too long, man. How long shall they utter and speak hard things? And all the workers of iniquity boast themselves. Not too long, man. We're literally at the door of judgment, man. Yep, this is Psalms 94:16, and it reads, let's get 15. But judgment shall return unto the righteousness. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it. The hopeful elect, this truth. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? The prophets, the men that he sent, his friends, his servants. Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? The house of David. The men who he raised up in these last days to build up the tabernacle of David, to build up that spiritual house. Psalms 94:20, and it reads, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? And that's what he does. He sets unrighteous decree after unrighteous decree after unrighteous decree. That's the nature of Esau. He'll set up a bill, and then he'll go against that bill 6 months later and revise that bill and say something else. The tribe of Gad said he spoke with the fourth tongue, and they didn't lie about that. This man speaks with the seventh tongue. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Psalms 94:21, and it reads, they gathered themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. The scriptures say they shall be like madmen, sparing none, man. So all these things are written to let us know, ultimately the seriousness level of what we signed up for, and also the condition of the battle and what's going to happen, So we're not lost in the sauce. Matter of fact, let's get that. Because that's what we are, children of the light, man, Now I'll close on up after these next 2 precepts. And it reads, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Why? For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Why? To who? To those who aren't paying attention, those who aren't in the household of faith, those who are outside the house, those who are, those of our people who haven't had the blinders lifted off of their eyes. They can't see, they can't hear, they don't know. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape. And that's what this DC, Bowser Pinto plan is. They plan to make DC safer. That's peace and safety. a net, a piece of safety, all under falsehood, man. To set people up to take the MOT to the B. And what was one of the things that they were promoting in this DC Bowser plan? Well, data tracking. Data tracking through what? We know. And what were they promoting right here in this? This techno hell. Well, they said they want to trace right-wing extremists financing. Through what? How? We know. It's coming, man. The mark of the beast, the RFID CHIP. Because all roads lead to the Krogman. And actually all loads, because eventually that's how you're going to get, goods and services and everything sent to you, and bought and commerce and so on and so forth. If you want to, survive and thrive, in Esau Edom's techno hell, you're going to have to take the MOT to the B, all roads and loads, lead to the Karagma. It's a system of total control, and he's issuing those unrighteous decrees, decree after decree after decree, just like the scriptures say he would. 2nd Ezra 16, let's start with 64, and it reads, surely, Slakia, therefore, 2nd Ezra 16 and 64, therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. He will put you all to shame. That's exactly what he's going to do. And he's doing it right now by having his servants, the prophets, mock and scoff you and laugh at you, man, and tell you your ways to your face. It's like it tell you your ways to your face and tell you it ain't gonna work. You still the basis of men. We're talking to you at 13 elite banking families. You still the basis of men. You still the lowest of the low. You can put all the 3-piece suits on and have all the money in the world. You still ain't shit. You still going in slavery. Alias. 2nd Ezra 16 and 65. And when your sins are brought before, you shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. And the scriptures say that this man's sins has reached the heavens. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 65. What will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High and his angels? The angels see everything. That's ultimately why we have to walk in complete humility. We can't be proud of this thing because, any given day, man, the Heavenly Father can be like, nope, I don't want him no more, man. In fact, remove the spirit from that dude, man. Cast him into utter darkness. You know what I'm saying? Bug him out. Make him think that, Islam has the truth. Make him join the Yarelites, make him, bug out, make him go on Vocab Malone's platform and say he has the truth. Make him mock and scoff the apostles, on the comment board, be one of those niggas talking shit. We gotta be very careful, man. Now, I'm saying this to myself, first and foremost. 2nd Ezra 16 and 67. Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him, and leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them, or forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. And that's what he's going to do. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. They're going to take you in them concentration camps, and they're gonna try to offer you the MOT to the B as a means of survival and inclusion. Because the beast system and the mark of the beast, it's a system of inclusion through technocracy, through technology, and they're already pushing that technology and having people in awe of it. But eventually, they're gonna stop the promotion and they're gonna get to getting busy, because we're in the promotion phase of the MOT to the B right now. But that promotion phase is going to end, and they're going to issue forth straight draconian, hardcore, laws, man, and unrighteous decrees, locking down cities, getting busy. And he's going to show you his horns in these times to come. And it's literally right here, man, And this is going to be a worldwide push. Pre-crime, And they have many movies that go into this, Minority Report being one of them, so on and so forth, Another good movie that goes into, how the wicked elites want to have society is Elysium. Another movie that shows the type of, things that are going to be pushed and already here is Demolition Man. Going into the video of the beloved elder apostle Aram Lab did this morning, which I happened to catch on my, on my wake up tip, So, these things are written in movies and played out in Hollywood as a means of Esau Edom boasting of his heart's desire and prophesying on the left handed side. Let's go back to 1 Thessalonians 5. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Why? Because you'll be watching, you'll be in the know. You are the children of light. You have the children of light on the right handed side, you have the children of light on the left handed side. Esau, Edom, and the wicked elite, they call themselves the illuminated ones, the Illuminati. The light bearers on the left handed side. Well, you have the light bearers on the right handed side who have this truth, the everlasting gospel, that overpowers and overtakes everything. Ye are the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Yep. Let us watch and be sober minded, in the know. Not ignorant of Satan's devices. 2nd Ezra 16. And 69. And they that consent unto them, that's telling it plain upon day. They that consent, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, NFC microchip, is going to be something that you're going to consent to, those that consent to it. It's going to be something that you're going to make the decision to take or not to take. And if you take it, you're going to be destroyed in thermonuclear fire. Fireman. 2nd Ezra 16 and 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Military boot to your head. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And this is all a precursor to eventually Jacob's trouble. And that's why the Apostle Tahar, through the Spirit, named this year the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, because we see that build up and that animosity towards truth, towards the gathering being implemented through these unrighteous decrees and draconian laws. In Germany, that's one of the 7 heads, man. That's what caught my attention. Germany, pre-crime, and then this right here. The white they plan on tracing right-wing extremist financing. And plans to set up early recognition unit to detect far right and foreign disinformation campaigns. What they call the truth: disinformation, misinformation, hate speech, domestic extremism, domestic terrorism. Just because we're telling Esau, Edom, the truth, man. Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Yeah, we are. And it's all good. It's all good. It has to be that way because the scriptures say it's going to be that way. And the scriptures say all those that hate the Lord love death. If you hate Yahushai, you hate the Father also. You hate his men, you hate Yahushai, and you hate the Father. So it is what it is. It is what it is. You have powerful enemies. And the servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we have powerful friends, man. The angels, our brethren and our big brother, the Yahushai. So fear not, man, fret not. So I'm going to close on out right here. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 70. And it reads, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And they shall be like madmen sparing none. They shall be like madmen sparing none. But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. You're going to be, homeless. You're going to be you're going from place to place. Some brothers may be good, but ultimately be prepared to lose in these times to come, to gain everything back tenfold. What did the Apostle Paul say? I count everything thy loss is dung. Meaningless shit. That's what it is, man. For the gain of Yahushua. We got to be the same way. 2nd Ezra 16 to 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O you my beloved, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Man. So with that, I'm going to close on out. Lord, do you find this lesson edifying? And in closing, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the head apostles and the elders of the great millstone, who do rule well and teach well. Shalom, shalom. And double honors to the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Shalom, shalom. And until next time, next lesson, next camp session, Shalawam wa ababa ba. Soon. Soon. Shalawam. Fuck.